We begin with the latest from the Middle East. From air raid sirens to missiles in the sky, from provocations to a dangerous new escalation, and from a truce call to its possible failure, there's a lot that's unfolded in the turbulent region over the past 24 hours. President Trump expressed his frustration, lashing out while speaking with reporters.
You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the doing. Do you understand that?
Do you have to respond to Iran on this?
The top headline continues to be Iran's attack on a key U.S. military base in Qatar. Retaliating against U.S. strikes on its nuclear sites, Tehran launched a barrage of missiles on the largest American military airbase in the Gulf, the Al Udeid airbase. Explosions were heard across Doha and projectiles were seen in the night sky as the attack occurred. In a post on Truth Social, President Donald Trump said 14 missiles were fired at America's Qatar base, out of which 13 were knocked down by air defense systems as the remaining projectile headed in a non-threatening direction. President Trump also added that Iran had given an early notice of the strikes and no deaths or injuries were in fact reported. The U.S. also said that its base reported no substantial damage. The second biggest development came just hours after the Iranian attack on the U.S. base in Qatar. It was President Trump's announcement of a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. In a post on his platform, Truth Social, President Trump said that Israel and Iran had fully agreed to a quote-unquote complete and total ceasefire. He added that the ceasefire would be a phased 24-hour process beginning at around 4 o'clock GMT on Tuesday, with Iran unilaterally halting all operations and Israel following suit 12 hours later. Both Iran and Israel confirmed the ceasefire. However, it did not last long. And just a few hours after confirming the ceasefire, both Iran and Israel traded blame over violating the truce. Israel said it intercepted missiles from Iran and ordered its forces to respond fully. Shortly after this order, the firings by Israeli defense forces reached the heart of Tehran. Iran claims Israel launched 3 waves of attacks in parts of the country, while Israel claims Iran launched at least 5 waves of missile attacks. Now, despite days of hostilities, Iran's government has said it's taken necessary measures to ensure the continuation of its nuclear program. Tehran said it plans for restarting the facilities were prepared in advance, and its strategy is to ensure the production and services are not disrupted. On Saturday, the United States struck the Fordo, Isfahan, and Natanz uranium enrichment facilities in Iran. And then on Monday, Israel said it had once again bombed the Fordo nuclear site, which is buried under a mountain south of Tehran. The U.S. and Israel say the strikes were aimed at crippling Iran's nuclear program. Meanwhile, hours before the ceasefire was enforced, Israel and Iran claimed they inflicted heavy damage on each other. Iranian state media said that a key nuclear scientist was also killed in northern Iran just before the ceasefire was announced. And in the capital, Tehran, residents reported one of the heaviest rounds of attacks by Israel. Meanwhile, in Israel's Beersheba, an Iranian missile attack killed at least 5 people and injured dozens others. The cycle of attacks and counterattacks continues between Israel and Iran despite the ceasefire. With both sides trading blame and missiles, the so-called truce appears more fragile than final.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
Yon todo do idioma.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.